how do you judge your road position? Whether you're driving, parked, narrow roads, wide roads, what about crossing the center line? What do you do in these situations? Well, in this video we go through all the questions that you may have and also give you a technique to help you stay composed, steadily driving in the correct manner. Welcome to FM Driving School, giving you online driving lessons, driving tips and driving advice from myself, a qualified driving instructor. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Let's go to the clip. One of the common mistakes that happens when you're learning to drive is students tend to sway to the left or right. Partially it's because your hands follow your eyes. So meaning, if you're looking more towards the right, your hands tend to steer slightly towards the right. So let me know if it's happened to you. As you're driving, do you sometimes steer towards the left or towards the right? Let me know, comment below. We're going to go through a technique to help you resolve this problem. Here we are, we're going to give you the first scenario where you're parked up. So how do you know if you're close to the curb when you're parked up? When you're parked, your instructor will probably teach you to be about a drain's width away from the curb. So which is less than half a meter. So if you look at this little grey part section, this little gap, that's how far technically you can be away from the curb when you're parked in the exam. The reason for this is it gives you a bit more room to maneuver yourself in case you're about to hit the curb or you're about to make a mistake. Technically, of course, you can get even more closer as long as you don't hit the curb. Alright, let's go to the main course now. How do you know if you're close to the curb? What is the correct position? Well, as your instructor, we will teach you guys reference points. That's the main thing to understand, reference points. So what is a reference point? Here in my car, if you look at the center, the curb here cuts through roughly the center of the windscreen. So here we'll be teaching our students, use this little point here as your reference point. Every time you parked, the line of this curb should cut through the center of your windscreen. Do bear in mind the size of your car, even your own size. You're going to be different height and sizes, and the car might be wider or narrower. So it depends on the car, your size. You're going to have to figure that out yourself when you're driving, when you're parked up. When you're parked in a nice position, have a glance where the curb cuts through the windscreen and use that point that you find as your reference points. How about the road position when you're driving? So generally when you're driving, you want to be about a meter away from the curb. Now this can't be fixed because there's a lot of conditions that affect you driving a meter away from the curb, such as the width of the road. Maybe the road is really wide road. Maybe there's parked cars. What about the weather condition? So there are a lot of factors affecting you being able to drive a meter away from the curb. But let's figure out a reference point in order to do so. If we look here and we pause the clip, we can see the curb this time, instead of coming through the center of the windscreen, it cuts more towards the left of it, so about an inch away towards the left of it. We're going to use this as our reference points for now. So we're going to carry on driving, and as we turn left here at this road, the curb is still at that same position. As we turn left, we're looking for that curb again in the same position, slightly to the left of the center. Let me know if they helped out. So some instructors, they have like little stickers they attach to the dashboard to help you, but the main thing is don't stare directly at it, glance at it. Generally when you're driving, you look far ahead and then scan backwards. Alright FM, you're completely right. The reference point helped me out a lot. The main course was amazing, but we got a slight problem. I ordered caviar with my oysters. Where are they? Meaning, look, we got parked cars. How do you follow the reference point with the curb if you got parked cars? Here's a road with parked cars on both sides. So what do we do in this situation where we can't be near the curb? Well, let's pause it. Here what we've done is we imagine a line. So where the wheels of the car is, this imaginary line, where it cuts through the window screen, that's your reference point. Same reference point as the curb. As you can see, nothing has changed. All it is, we just imagine the bottom of the tires hitting the same point where the curb would hit the windscreen when you're driving a meter away from the curb. Another situation that's going to occur is the road's going to be extremely narrow. Yes, there's going to be parked cars on both sides, but the road's more narrower. What do you do in those situations? Are you allowed to wait in the center of the road? Yes, you may have to. You have to understand it depends on the circumstances that you're at. Driving is not black or white, there's a lot of grey areas involved. So as we turn around into this road, for example, there's parked cars on both sides, quite narrow. We're going to maintain this position of being near the center of the road. You as a learner driver will eventually get used to the geometry of your car, the handling of your car. Initially you won't be able to judge the position, the distance, but that's fine, it's completely fine, it's going to happen. Like again, another narrow road when we get in. The reference points are here to guide you, but it's not always going to work out. So in those situations, look how narrow this road is. You just have to change it up. If you're not sure what's happening, the best advice as an instructor is slow the car down. Again, we're going to slow the car down for this particular road. It's even more narrow. We're more near the center. If there was a car coming, there wouldn't be enough room for two cars to fit in. So as a learner driver, if you're not sure what's happening, always best to slow down. This will give you a bit more time to analyze the situation and then hopefully make a good decision as to where to position your car. You can see this small little clip as we're driving. We're constantly changing our position from the parked cars to an empty road. Like again, another parked car in front of you. Then after these parked cars, we're going to push back in and be a meter away from the curb itself. Constantly changing. So when you're learning to drive, you're going to pick these habits up and skill set needed for you to drive correctly and safely on the road. Let me know about your reference point when you're parked, when you're driving, if indeed your instructor has even given you one. If they haven't, it's cool, you can make one up for yourself and then explain it to your instructor, it's not a problem. Hopefully this video helped you out in deciding how to judge your position when you're driving, when you're parked, etc. Do subscribe, do like, share it. If there's any questions that you have for me, leave a comment below and I'll try to answer it. Watch out for our other videos as well. Good luck in your driving, take care, bye bye.